What's up, you guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am dog sitting right now and they're walking all over the place. Hello. Hi, Layla. And we got Shiloh up here, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as I possibly can because there's some crazy dogs. They're a little loco, but they're sweet. So, anyways, I'm in a totally different place. I wanted to record actually on my bed, but it just did not look right. So I'm sitting on the floor, of course. But I just want to come on here and tell you guys a little story about what happened the other day. And also, I wanted to mention a tip I got yesterday, which I am so pissed off with myself that I did not do a DoorDash with me video this day. I'm so sad about it. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I'm not really recording much because I go out kind of late. And every single day I've gone out, I've forgotten to take that little ring light, so I just don't record because there's not really any point because the quality will be so bad. So I didn't end up recording yesterday. I was doing Uber Eats. These dogs will not leave me alone, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's like having toddlers. Anyways, I was doing Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash. Obviously didn't even take any Grubhub orders because they always suck. So I was on a double Uber. And it was actually pretty good. It was like $27 for, I think like 9-ish miles, 8.5 miles. Pretty dang good. I know it's a double order, but that's pretty great. So I accepted that, and I actually had already accepted a DoorDash, and I had unassigned from it. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna unassign from it. So glad I did. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I go to pick up these two orders. Different restaurants. One's a Mexican place and one is Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen, you guys. I end up waiting. It was kind of not a long wait, but like probably the longest wait I had that day was at Dairy Queen. They were packed. I don't know why they were so packed, but they were absolutely slammed at Dairy Queen. So I'm just sitting there waiting and they're getting it together. It was a pretty big Dairy Queen order. They got like pints of ice cream, just all sorts of stuff. So I ended up getting that first order. They both had to wait actually. So I got the Mexican food. And then I went to Dairy Queen and was waiting there, and I get it eventually. I drop off the Mexican place food first, because with Uber, if you didn't know, you can't even like, at least to my knowledge, you cannot control which one you drop off first, which kind of crappy, but I don't care. So I just go drop that one off, and then I go and I make my way to this other place, and I will say, or this other house, and I will say that it's not really an area I usually go to, but obviously I didn't really care because the distance and the money was super good. So I was like, whatever. And I go and I drop it off. It's pitch black, first of all. And the person that ordered the food was outside, which never really happens for me ever anymore. I don't know, because of, you know, COVID and stuff. Like, people still don't really go outside. I mean, they go outside, but if you can just leave it at the door, they usually would rather you just leave it at the door. I know that's what I prefer. So I was like, oh, he's outside, which made it easier on me because I was able to literally just hand him both of the bags. There was like 3 bags and some of it was cold stuff, warm stuff, whatever. And he's like, oh, and I have this for you. It's literally pitch black outside. It's really dark outside and only lit up by my car a little bit. So I had no idea what he was handing me. It was just a bill. In my head, I thought it was a 20 and I was like, oh my God, a $20 bill. This is amazing. I was so happy. So I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Like, I was so grateful, thinking it was a $20 bill. I get in my car, you guys. I realized that he handed me a $100 bill. And when I tell you I was absolutely shocked, I almost like wanted to cry out of happiness. I immediately rolled down my window because he's still walking away. And I was like, thank you so much. I had no idea that this is what you had even handed to me. I couldn't tell in the dark. And I just told him, like, I've never received anything like that. I've never, ever, ever gotten a tip that big in my life. Like, have you guys? I've heard of it happening to other people. It's never happened to me. I've had good tips, but never like, I consider a $20 tip really good. That does not really ever happen either. So to get a $100 tip, he was really nice. He was like, he had said before he handed to me, like, oh, Merry Christmas. I hope this helps, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, thank you so much. You know, Merry Christmas, even though Christmas is in 2 weeks. So I was just, I just could not believe it. And then the cherry on top of that, you guys, this is Uber. So tips show up later on Uber, you know, so I was like not really expecting like a ton or anything from him. Like, I kind of thought maybe he'd just take his tip away on there because, you know, means he tipped me that much, I wouldn't even care, like, duh. And he ended up tipping me $10 on Uber. I was like, oh my gosh. So he tipped me $110 total. Who does that on a Dairy Queen order, plus the pay from Uber, which I actually think was like $5-ish. I'm not really sure, but I think I got around $15 for that one order and like 12 for the other one. So no, I got like, I think it was actually more like 17 because the total for those two orders combined ended up being like $31. So about $15.50 each, which amazing. Plus the $100 in cash. You guys, I have never, please let me know what your largest tip has been doing DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub, whatever. I was just so grateful. I don't know. I didn't think there's people even like that still in this world. I could not imagine tipping someone $100 because I do not just have that kind of money just laying around, you know, like, oh, here's $100. So I don't know what was up with that, but it was really nice. It's really nice. So that was kind of longer than I intended it to be, so it's gonna be a little bit of a longish video. I'm sorry, it's gonna be like two different stories in one. And this other story has absolutely nothing to do with DoorDash. This story is different because Johnny and I literally thought we were gonna die the other night. You guys, we had a huge scare. Let me just tell you, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible. So, have you guys heard of AirTags? It's like an Apple product. AirTags, they're pretty small. I had never seen one before this. Only time I'd even heard of these was on TikTok, and it was not a good thing. It was like where, you know, bad people try to get women and not good things, obviously. Little backstory, I had a dog, which I still have this dog. It's not one of the ones you guys have seen, but I had a dog and I was dog sitting him. I got him literally that night at around 6 something. So I hadn't gone out to DoorDash or anything. We had left and went on a walk, and we also went out to eat at like 6 something. This was around 11 o'clock at night. Johnny and I are watching Child's Play 2, and I get a notification on my phone as the movie was ending. And I can't remember exactly what it said. I did not take a screenshot. I should have, but I was not planning on making a video about it. But Johnny's like, you should make a video about it because that was really fucking weird and freaky. And we laugh about it now, but it was scary in the moment. And I get a notification saying something like, you're being like AirTag found near your location or something like that. And it showed on there all these red dots and like lines of it being checked, I guess. I don't even know really for sure still about that, but like showed all these spots. And we'd gone on a walk, like I said earlier, but I didn't even think about that in my head because I was like, why is it showing over in this other neighborhood? And then it's pinpointing where we are right now. I was like, what the heck? And I started panicking. And Johnny was like not super freaked out at first, but I'm like, I've seen this on TikTok. Like this, usually it's like it's on your car and it's people trying to get you and find out stuff and like come snatch you basically is what I thought. So I was like, oh my God, because I'd had a really weird feeling the other day when I was door dashing because I've been going out a little later and I just had a really sketchy feeling and it was definitely in my head, but I was like, these cars are following me, like cars are following me. And sometimes I have to park kind of farish away from the restaurant, and it just worries me that someone's gonna put something in my car. It's a big fear I have. So I was like, oh my God, it happened. Like someone put something on my freaking car. What the So what happens is Johnny starts looking out the window and just to see like, is someone there? Like what's going on? Just, you know, he was still pretty calm. No one's outside. I see on this AirTag thing that's on my phone, whatever it's called, like app, I don't know what it was, that there's a button that says play sound. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play the sound, you know, whatever, maybe we can hear it. I didn't really think we'd hear it, especially if it's on my car. I've seen that they like muffle the sound with stuff. I shit you not, you guys. I start playing the sound and we hear it. And Johnny looks at me and we're like, what the fuck? Like we both freak out because we start hearing this sound we've never heard before. Like it's pretty loud. And we're like, what the where is the sound coming from? And I'm getting scared because we had gone on a walk and our stupid asses left the garage open. Okay, so it's like free access to our condo. And so I'm like, oh my God, he thought someone was in the house. I had no idea what to think at this point. We both grab a knife, big ass knives, and are walking around the condo. And Johnny's the man of the relationship, okay? So he's the one checking rooms and stuff, and it was taking a while. He was definitely scared out of his mind as well. And I'm like, he's like, play it again. And we're trying to figure it out. We're like, we go into the garage because that's where my car is. And when we're in the garage, it sounds like it's coming from inside the house. But then when we're in the house, it sounds like it's coming from like above us. And he's like, it's your computer. It wasn't. When we go upstairs, it sounds below us. It was weird as hell. So we're like, what the hell? I'm actually shaking. I really think something bad is going to happen. I don't know. You guys, you think of the worst things, especially as a woman. Like, you really do sometimes. And so I don't know. I'm like, knives are going to do nothing, okay? You know, if they have a gun or something. If someone's in our house and they're going to like try to abduct one of us or kill us or something, we're going to die. Most likely we're going to die. We don't have anything. We're going to get a gun, actually, after all this. So I'm playing it, and he's like, call my mom. Call my mom. Because I'm like, do we need to call the cops? Like, I literally think we need to call the cops. I think we should call the cops. I'm like panicking. We need to call the cops. Because there's a freaking thing in our condo or in my car or your car or something. And I don't know what to do. So we call his mom. Like I said, it's 11 something at night. She answers. Hallelujah. She's so great. Thank you for answering your phone. If you're watching, I love you. So she's like, have you guys bought anything? And she's like, I've heard of those, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no. And I'm pretty sure she brought up something. Thank the Lord. She brought up something about the dog. And I'm like, the dog, you know, because that's the only thing that's different, you know. So I'm like, I don't think it's something with the dog. But I end up kneeling down next to the dog because he's been kind of following us. He's really little. He's been following us around. I go next to him and I realize this is on his freaking collar. So I take off his collar and I'm like, are you kidding me? I was so relieved, obviously, and we're like laughing about it, but we're like, oh my God, there's an AirTag on his collar. It's pretty small. It's like this big. I'm like, oh my gosh, because it's covered by something, so you didn't even really see it unless you took it off and saw it. It was just tracker, you know? And we were so happy that it was on him, but also like, why in the world did the owner not tell me? And Johnny's like, why did it pop up on your phone? But that's because I have Bluetooth on all the time, so it just randomly popped up on my phone. I guess those just pop up on anyone's phone who has Bluetooth in the area. No idea. I did not know this. So he turned his on from now on. And we were just so happy, and then we were talking about it for like ever and talking to his mom and just so happy that we didn't call the cops because that would have been so embarrassing. But we were both really freaked out, you guys, because when you hear a sound like that coming from inside where you live and you were just gone not that long ago for a good amount of time and you're like, oh my God, like what could it be? You know what I mean? You don't really think, oh, it's the dog collar. And she didn't tell me. Like, I really wish she would have told me that there was an AirTag on its collar. And I let her know. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And she was really nice about it. Like, obviously not mad or anything. But it did give us a good scare. So that's my little story about what happened. And yeah, we're alive. Johnny was like, I thought we were going to die. Or I thought you were going to die. I was going to die. I was trying to think of what to tell you to do, like if you should run outside. I'm like, I'm not gonna run. You think I'd run outside if someone's outside? That's what I was thinking. I was scared of our backyard. I was shutting the blinds because people can get in the backyard because it's just like a gate that you can lift from the front. It's creepy. So I was panicking, but all is well. So I just want to tell you guys that little story or a couple of stories because I thought they were funny, and then the other one just great with the tip. Like, that was awesome. So thank you so much, kind sir. Because, oh, I forgot to mention, in the moment that I had this issue with the AirTag, before we realized what it was, I was like, I'm never going dashing again. Like, I'm never going dashing again if we live this and there's something on my car. I'm never going out again. Like, I'm never going to make money because I'm not going to do that, especially if someone's going to put something in my car. I was terrified. So thankfully that is not what happened. And then I went out the next day and I got that awesome tip. So that was awesome. That was really great. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you liked it. It's different than my normal content right now. And like I said in my last video, I am going to try to take my ring light and just make a DoorDash video. Hopefully I get this video uploaded tomorrow, which is Saturday the 11th, I think. I should get it up by then, hopefully. And yeah, I won't be able to do DoorDash for a couple days because I have these couple dogs that cannot be left alone. So yeah, it actually is going to be a few days because I have another dog that can't be left alone. It's just complicated. So it'll be a little bit, but I may come up with a few other video ideas and just sit in here and relax because it's kind of relaxing being in here. But I will see you guys in my next one. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe and have a great day. Bye guys.